No.
As you were.
Look, they've been a scary team. I think the number one thing you talked about, we looked at their schedule and who they didn't play and the teams that they weren't on their schedule and that they didn't have an opportunity to play, and we measured them according to that. The reality is, in that locker room, they believe that they have one of the best teams in football. And so regardless of who was going to be coming in this weekend, they felt like they had a great chance because of the guy under center. We see the numbers to support what he was in the first half, second half. I absolutely loved what we saw. Ooh. Him actually showing a little bit of adverse situation. Yeah. It got a little shaky, a little, oh my gosh, is Drake going to actually be bad? And then he overcame it. The defense, something that you've alluded to, in the red zone. How about this, Wiles?
I was shocked.
Gave up nothing.
I don't know what happened. It was the opposite of what you
said. It was the absolute
We are not good in the red zone, and we are not good getting to the quarterback. Great in the red zone, great at getting to the quarterback.
It was a phenomenal game to watch. This was a team that came out almost as if Vrabel leaned into the fact that, guys, this is what's being said about us. We got to go and prove that this is not the case, that we are not good enough because of who we've played. And this is a team that set their starters, set their quarterback, and acted like we want you.
Loved it.
We can beat you. And so let's go and show them that this is not what they want. And they did that.
So, listen, I agree with the vast majority of that because there were two teams this weekend whose star quarterbacks played poorly by their standards, and they won anyway. And that makes those teams scarier.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Pats, to me. Unless you think that's who those quarterbacks are going to be the rest of the playoffs, or you're like, it's a bad game, or in May's case, butterflies, whatever it was, because I disagree with you guys a bit about, in the second half he fixed it. Because they're up 13 and the game's over unless you turn the ball over, and Drake fumbled again.
Yeah.
And it could have the only thing that could have got the Chargers back in the game was a scoop score, and it was right there, and you guys fell on it. Like, it was and we can show Drake's numbers compared to his season averages, what Brew and I were a little worried about. That he would have one of, if not his worst game of the season to start the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's now like, okay, that's who he's going to be next week. I think it was first playoff game jitters, all those things, and you guys won anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we stop that? It was the whole first playoff jitters and this or that. I mean, there was a couple fluky things that didn't go his way. He was stepping up and was making awesome plays. Okay, he was using his legs. He was making huge throws. The dude has taken 1 million sacks. He's been getting hit and sacked all throughout the course of the season. Just because you haven't watched the New England Patriots play throughout the course of the season doesn't mean that it hasn't. Doesn't mean that those games didn't take place. The Chargers have an awesome defense. The Chargers have an elite defense, an elite pass defense. That's just what they do. That's who they've been. So to say that it was like jitters or that it wasn't one of his better games, no, it was a tough, physical, ugly, at times playoff game. Sometimes that's just the way it unfolds, for sure. And I'm not going to tell you that it was a pristine, perfect game by Drake May. It wasn't. It wasn't. But it wasn't like this. Oh my gosh, he's clearly nervous. Oh, he keeps leaving the pocket too soon. Oh man, he keeps overthrowing his guys because he's got too much adrenaline going. He's trying to do too much. He keeps trying to extend the play and he keeps getting caught. Like, that's not what was happening. Seriously, he actually played pretty much how he always plays. It was against a great defense, and he got burned a couple times, which he's done throughout the course of the season. Like, it's like Drake May had 40 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 5,000 passing, 1,000 rushing, and was just flawless. But you saw the special, you heard Collinsworth go, oh man, that is just the prettiest play you can see. Like Drake May. That's why those numbers where it's like the third worst this, the third worst that doesn't actually really tell the story here. It really doesn't. It doesn't actually tell the story because at the end of the day, Drake May truly made the special, the plays when it mattered most. And yeah, that one fumble could have been a scoop and score and could have completely changed the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes that's the way football goes. We know that. We've watched enough games around here. But I mean, when you factor in drops, you had the second highest completion percentage for adjusted completion percentage. So you want to So we want to focus on, completion percentage and things of that nature. And it's just like, well, he was second highest in the playoffs with 76.9%. He had 3-3 throwaways, 3 drops. Like, he's right there in range with everyone else, above everyone else, below just Josh Allen, who played out of his mind. Now, here's where everything is really interesting for the Patriots. Them being the 2 seed is actually way better, especially considering how the playoffs have unfolded, because now you are in an awesome situation to play the winner of the Steelers and the Texans. Now, I'm not trying to paint that. That's an easy game. I'm so excited to watch those 2 teams play, but I am way scarier. I'm way scarier. I'm way scared. More scared. Why can't I think of the word? I'm way more scared than Josh Allen, because Josh Allen is the monster. And I've said this to Patriots fans before. I get it. They're the Bills. You're the Patriots. You got Drake May. They got Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a monster. That Texans defense is for real. We're that Steelers team right now. They look pretty. Again, we just kind of have to wait and see who it is. But, like, neither of those 2 teams are a juggernaut. Neither of those 2 teams are, you just like, there's nothing we can expose here. Of course you can. And you were able to expose something against the Chargers. You're like, oh, our red zone defense and that was so good. Like, yeah, the Chargers have no offensive line. Nobody could get open. Their offense was always struggling and held together. I made the joke all season long, it's not even super glue and duct tape. It's Scotch tape and the cheap Elmer's glue that you used in 5th grade. Probably not 5th grade, like 1st grade. And that's what you saw. Now, the Patriots played awesome defense and had an awesome game plan, but like, Chargers offense was always going to struggle. And it's funny because going into this game, this is what I kept talking about. I said, don't underestimate the Chargers defense. Don't underestimate the Chargers defense. And that's what we got. We got a 16-3 game. We got a it was a fun game, and it was the playoffs. But, like, if that was a regular season game, you'd be like, that was a little mediocre, especially also considering all the other games were wild. And, like, this game, I had it turnovers. It was late night. I was tired. I watched all those games, live streamed them all. So I was a little tired. I confess my energy was lacking a little bit. I was trying my best to bring it, but I was tired. But, it wasn't the craziest high-level game. It was, Patriots were able just to lean on the deficits of the Chargers. The Chargers were able to try to hang in that game because of their strengths, their defense. They were able to have a wide margin of error, the Patriots. That is, they made the plays, they ran the ball, they won the game. Sometimes it really is that straightforward and that simple, and you have to be really excited about your opportunity to play the winner of the chart of the Texans and the Steelers. I think the Broncos should be uncomfortable going up against the Bills because, again, it's Josh Allen. He's the ultimate wild card in this playoffs. And that's why I kept trying to push Patriots fans to be like, please accept that and respect that. It's more enjoyable when everyone respects each other in that regard. That's why I keep saying, don't be the Mahomes fans. Don't be the Kansas City Chiefs fans. Be better. And you don't have, you have a great opportunity to get to the AFC Championship game, something that the Patriots fans have gotten quite accustomed to. Like, that's a real path. And then I think that game, that's when things get crazy. And again, things can still get crazy in the divisional round, because I don't even know how to make sense of how this next game unfolds between this Texans and the Steelers. Honestly, no matter how that game unfolds, I'm kind of just be like, I don't know. I guess unless Aaron really winds the clock back and torches that Texans defense or something, then I would be like, okay, Aaron Rodgers is back like he is. This is different, right? But other than that, anything else, any other outcome, you'll be like, well, see, that offense can't really get going. You can slow them down. For the Texans, like, even if CJ Stroud plays great against the Steelers defense, you would still be like, I don't know if I trust it. The most reliable thing out of those 2 teams to me, and I kept saying this a million times, is the Texans defense. But then even if you now have to play that Texans defense, you're still kind of like, well, as long as our offense can slow things down, as long as we can slow their offense down, we can win another ugly low-scoring game if need be, right? So it's still something you can feel really optimistic about. And at the end of the day, man, going into the playoffs, playing in the playoffs, it's like if you can just find optimism or find like legitimate justification for why you should feel good and confident going into a game, you know, again, what else can you ask for at that point? But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the New England Patriots? Drake May coming down with his first playoff win, taking down the Chargers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.